Thank you. It's 5:31 and we begin with that breaking news. An officer-involved shooting in Kenosha yesterday evening has led to hours of unrest overnight into this morning. This is viewer video that sparked all of it. It shows police officers walking Jacob Blake, walking away from officers as they appear to be trying to take him into custody. He opens the front door of that car, and then we've paused the video because right after that, in the video, you see and hear at least a half dozen shots fired. The shooting all caught on camera, and we continue to follow this morning.
The incident has fueled unrest across Kenosha overnight.
Cassidy Williams joining us live from outside the courthouse where there are signs of all that they've been through overnight.
A lot of damage here all throughout downtown Kenosha. This is the Dinosaur Museum, the well-known dinosaur that's been sitting out front for decades. You can see it toppled over and smashed. Now, this is just right across the street from the courthouse where there are still police in riot gear standing out front there, just lined up in a line. But other than police and the media, it seems most other people have gone home. There is a 7 a.m. curfew in effect. A couple hours ago, it was a different story. When we first got here around 3, there were quite a few people in the area. We heard gunshots. We also saw a downtown business called Something Different full of flames. Fire trucks arrived shortly after we saw that fire. Outside the Kenosha County Courthouse, protesters clashed with police, setting fire to several garbage trucks, which were initially placed there in an attempt to block streets. Heavy smoke and flames could be seen from blocks away. Meantime, dozens of cars were in the area. We saw one point a brief police chase, a lot of reckless driving. Around 1 a.m., Kenosha police issued commands for the crowd to disperse. Gas agents were used on the crowd as police tried to push protesters back, but many stayed, continuing to shout chants, continuing to stay in the area. Several squad cars were also vandalized, their windows smashed, mirrors torn off. So there is a lot of damage here in downtown Kenosha, but it seems most of the people who are in the area have gone home. That curfew stays in effect until 7 a.m. Live in Kenosha, Cassidy Williams, Fox 6 News.
Story at 11, unrest unfolding after an officer-involved shooting in Kenosha. The man shot is fighting for his life. We have live team coverage. Madeline Anderson is live with the cleanup happening after fires and looting from overnight. But first, Cassidy Williams is live with how this all started. Cassidy.
Good morning. We're here outside of the courthouse where you can see there is a door boarded up. The courthouse closed today because of everything that happened overnight. Unrest starting because of an officer-involved shooting that was all caught on camera. It happened just after 5 p.m. near 28th Avenue and 40th Street. Kenosha police were responding to a domestic incident. This viewer video shows 2 police officers following Jacob Blake with weapons drawn. While an officer grabs his white tank top, we pause the video before you hear a total of 7 gunshots, and one witness told us a child was inside the car when shots were fired.
This is your profession. This is what you're paid for. This is what you're trained for. You cannot come out here with strong arm tactics on the civilians, on the regular people, shooting, killing these people, and then get together in a quiet circle and say, we're going to take care of each other. This is not the boys' club anymore.
Police say Blake was then flown to a hospital in Milwaukee. At last check, they say he was in serious condition, but that was a report the police sent out last evening. We have not heard from police since for an update on his condition or for an update on the protests overnight or any update on what led up to that shooting. Live in Kenosha, Cassidy Williams, Fox 6 News.
10. But this is just a tipping point right here. And who's to blame if we outcry?
Now at 10, tensions rising in Kenosha tonight after a man is shot by a police officer earlier this evening. And we're going to begin with that breaking news. Unrest starting to unfold in Kenosha as dozens of people take to the streets.
This all follows a shooting that took place late this afternoon. New video obtained by Fox 6 shows a man walking away from officers as they appear to be trying to take him into custody. He then tries getting into a car. Now, we have paused the video the moment at least half a dozen shots were fired. 7 to 8 witnesses say, but the shooting was all caught on camera. We have team coverage for you tonight from Kenosha on the shooting and the aftermath.
Let's start with Brett Lemoyne on the mounting tensions. Brett, you've been there for a while. What can you tell us?
Yeah, frankly, Ted and Mary, things got out of control earlier tonight, and here's some evidence of that. Some broken glass in the middle of Washington Road here. That was the back of a squad that was smashed. We think by these chunks of concrete. There were several of them that were thrown tonight by individuals who came out here. Let's walk back toward 40th, though, as you take a look at some video from earlier tonight. We heard some glass shattering about a half hour ago. It appears the group also smashed several other squad windows. I also saw a fire start in the front lawn of a home right there at the corner where this incident took place. We saw police line up, and then the crowd started to scatter. People were screaming, "We want justice." Now, I saw some smoke that filled the air. We're not certain, though, if it was tear gas or if it was from the fire. But at one point, I did run into Kenosha County Sheriff David Beth. I saw him go right into the crowd, and then I caught up with him a few moments later as the sheriff's deputies and police officers were pushing people toward Washington. Now, he would not comment on anything that was taking place tonight, but back out here live, you can see that things are a lot more calm, at least in the area that we are. We're walking back toward 28th and 40th where this incident took place. And if we zoom up here just ahead, you can see a much different scene right here live than what we saw just basically a half hour ago. So things have calmed down quite a bit. We did see pretty much all of the police presence leave within the last 15 to 20 minutes. I also saw one of the sheriff's squads on the back of a tow truck also leaving the area. So again, a chaotic scene just about a half hour ago, but things have calmed down considerably here. We're going to send it back to you. For now, live in Kenosha, though, Brett Lemoyne, Fox 6 News.
All right, Brett, before you go, earlier tonight you did say that video showed that the victim was shot in the back. Have you been able to confirm that? Do we know that to be true?
So we haven't been able to confirm that. The information that's coming from investigators has been very, very slim, to say the least. But if you take a look at that video, you can see the police officer tugging at the back of that individual's white tank top, and then that individual goes into the car. So presumably he is not flipped over, but we can't tell because he is blocked by that driver's side door.
All right. Brett Lemoyne reporting live in Kenosha. Thank you.
Okay, so that's the aftermath in Kenosha. Let's look now at the incident and the video that sparked all this. Casey Cronus is live in Kenosha with that video showing moments leading up to the shooting. Casey?
Well, Ted, witnesses tell us just after 5 o'clock, a fight unfolded in this area of 28th and 40th Street. Kenosha police responded to what they are calling a domestic incident. Now, here is that video from a viewer. It shows a man walking around the front of a dark gray SUV. Two police officers follow him with weapons drawn. The man is seen getting into the driver's seat of the SUV, rather trying to get into the driver's seat, when one officer grabs the man's white tank top. The man is then obscured by the door of the vehicle, and we've stopped that video just prior to shots being fired. One witness tells us that a child was inside the car at the time. Kenosha police have not confirmed all of those details, but here is what one man at the scene had to say.
I wish I could have had a paintbrush and an iris so I can paint a vivid picture for you guys. But this is just the tipping point right here. And who's to blame if we outcry? Who's to blame if we want answers and we're not giving to them?
And Kenosha police tell us that man is in serious condition. He was taken by flight for life to Freighter Hospital. Meantime, the Department of Justice is investigating. Reporting live in Kenosha, Casey Cronus, Fox 6 News.
Okay, Casey, thank you.
This was not an accident. This wasn't bad police work. This felt like some sort of vendetta being taken out on a member of our community.
The anger and frustration are palpable. Harsh words after a Kenosha police officer is seen shooting a black man last evening. That is our big story tonight at 5. What happens now? That's the question. Exactly 24 hours after Jacob Blake was shot by police 7 times. Blake is still alive, still fighting for his life.
That shooting sparking protests and riots overnight. Tonight, the National Guard will be in Kenosha. We have team coverage for you tonight. It includes reaction from lawmakers, Kenosha residents, and from business owners who have suffered major damage. Let's start with Fox 6's Angelica Sanchez, who's got a breakdown of the officer-involved shooting capturing the country right now. Angie?
Hey, Mary, we were able to speak with the Attorney General, who did not answer questions on whether Blake was armed with a gun, and he also did not answer questions on how many officers were actually involved in the shooting. But he does say that this will be a swift investigation with integrity.
Our role is to be an independent investigating agency.
Attorney General Josh Kaul is speaking out on the officer-involved shooting that's captured the nation. Outside the press conference, tensions were high. The door to the Kenosha Public Safety Building broken off. Officers in riot gear were called in.
Our goal is to move swiftly with this investigation, but we are only going to do so to the extent that it is consistent with protecting the integrity of this investigation.
The officer-involved shooting unfolded around 5 p.m. Sunday. Kenosha police say they were responding to a domestic incident. Jacob Blake is seen in the now viral video opening the door of his vehicle as police had weapons drawn on him. About 7 gunshots are fired towards Blake. The Attorney General did not answer questions from Fox 6 on whether police found a weapon on Blake or how many officers were involved in the shooting. People in the neighborhood say Blake was trying to stop a fight. They are demanding justice.
We ask for a thorough investigation from the Wisconsin Department of Justice. All of you have seen the now viral video, but always they want to tell black folks what our lying eyes did not see.
The city's mayor is issuing a second curfew.
Our heart goes out to Jacob Blake's family. The commitment that I make to everyone, make to their family, to the officer and everyone else, is justice will be served, people will be held responsible for their actions, and we will know the truth.
Now, we are still trying to collect information on this press conference that was originally supposed to happen outside. It was switched inside. According to the mayor, there were safety reasons. Again, we're still looking into this. And according to this press conference, all the officers involved in this shooting are on administrative leave. Reporting live in Kenosha, Angelica Sanchez, Fox 6 News.
All right, Angelica, thank you.